She works hard for her money. That's my song. I didn't choose it. Tammy chose it. And I thought, okay, I kind of work hard for my money. I'm a financial advisor. I fundraise. And then I thought, all right, it kind of sounds a little like a streetwalker. I'm going to just check where this song came from. So it turns out Donna Summer wrote this song in 1983. I read the words, thank you, Internet. And it talks about a woman named Ornette, whose job is actually cleaning bathrooms in a bus station, and how hard she worked for her money. So now I take great pride in the song and feel a great relief knowing it doesn't mean anything really creepy. So I'm Gwen Greene, chairman of the board of She's the First, and as with everyone who was up on the stage, I feel so privileged to be part of this. Following Ellie was tough, but it's also really inspiring. And I don't write a speech out, and if I did, I'd probably tear it up now following that. She said something at the beginning that was so important. She said, kind of what you do dies with you, but what you do for other people lives on forever. And it is something I absolutely believe in, and I don't think it could have been said any better than this today. Everyone in this room, thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you're doing for She's the First. I will tell you there are tablets on some of the tables. If there are not tablets, there's a sheet in here. If not, you have an iPhone. You can go to she'sthefirst.org/give now. You don't have to do it while I'm speaking, because hopefully you'll get more inspired by the time I'm done. Could somebody just give me a glass of water, please, or a glass of something? Mitchell, one of the men supporting us. What we are all doing is so important. And I do want to say to the men here, because we've talked a lot about empowering women, we love you, especially what you're doing for women. That's what we really love. And I think let's give a hand to the men who are here. Because we can't exist on our own. We can talk to each other and we all speak the same language, but we need men who will support us and also understand whether you have a wife or a daughter or a girlfriend or a grandmother or you had a teacher or a mentor who helped you, how important the work we are doing is for these young women. My husband and I had the privilege in January of visiting Guatemala. John wrote a tribute in the book. There's an ad. Wait till later to read it. I'm talking. And there's an adorable photo of us with one of these young women. And what I remember is you have to realize in Guatemala, half the people there are indigenous, and they speak 21 languages, none of them Spanish. So everything had to be translated several times when we were there. And we went to a home and we made tortillas, pathetically, but we made tortillas. And we met the father, and I still remember him. He was a young man in a purple polo shirt, and he stood there so proudly with his daughter. You could just see him beaming. And through multiple translations, we learned that he had driven her to school to apply, and he was the one, and he said to us through a translator, I want her to learn to speak Spanish so she can help us translate the instructions that come with our refrigerator. I just remember that. It was something so basic, and I actually didn't know a refrigerator was that complicated, but still, I think if I get something, when you order things and they're in a foreign language, immediately they become more complicated to you than they might be otherwise. But he just was so proud of what this young woman was doing. And when you listen to these stories, you can't help but think, I want to do something. I want to be part of this. I want to change the world, because really, somebody asked me earlier why I became involved. I kind of want to change the world. I want to leave it a better place. I want to make a difference one person at a time. And what we are doing is changing the world one young woman at a time. And you see Ellie, and you see these two beautiful young women, and you understand how powerful education is. These women don't have alternatives. Without us, they are working in the fields. I mean, we have to convince the families to let them not work in the fields, or they are being married off young, or, as Ellie told you, being abused. But we can break that cycle of poverty, and you change one young woman, and you change her family, and you change the village. And they go on to college. One of our young women from India, Jansi, is now working at Goldman Sachs in Bangalore. And I was thinking, why not JP Morgan, was my thought with my colleagues here. But regardless, they're doing remarkable things, and we need your help. We need your support. I know there are several CEOs in the room. Get your firms involved. Partner with us. If not Space, which is a wonderful idea, then reach out, join us, partner with us. And for those of you who came here and have made a donation and bought a seat at the table, invite someone else. If each person who did that brought one other person in, think of the power of that. We are so going to go over this $1 million this year, but I want to go way over it. I mean, that's aspirational. And for those of you who came as guests today, and you don't have to raise your hand, but I know who you are. You were so lucky to be invited to this, and I have no doubt this breakfast is transformative for those who have not yet been here. Go for that iPad, go for your phone, go for this. Support us. You know, we are, in essence, a fundraising organization. That's what we do, because all the wonderful things we are doing, both overseas and on the campuses, and I'm honored today to have two young people from the University of Rochester, my school, who founded our chapter last year. We're training future leaders. You know, the work we're doing on campuses is not only raising money, but it's raising awareness, and it's teaching young people about philanthropy. And we probably have 200 clubs on our campus, but She's the First is the only one that's philanthropic. So other clubs want to pair with us. So please, continue to work with us, continue to support us. Thank you for all you are doing, and we have something new this year. We now have a brokerage account. It's been a very nice year in the market. Everybody has appreciated securities. My clients do anyway, and I'm sure everybody else's clients do. You all have appreciated securities. Remember, when you sell them, you pay capital gains. And who knows what the market's going to do? The world as we know it is never going to be the same again. So take those appreciated securities and donate them to She's the First. For those who don't know, it's really simple. You give stock, you don't pay capital gains, and you get the full deduction. So it's really easy and a nice way to do it, and you'll feel better for it, and then you'll feel better and better and better. So again, thank you so much for working with us. Stay with us, stay involved. We have to go over that $1 million. I think we want to go well over that $1 million, because then we want to just keep setting the bar higher and higher each year. And to you beautiful young women, it is a privilege to be in your lives and to have you in our lives. And congratulations, and I'm sure this is all pretty overwhelming. But welcome to New York. And now, Grace Kelly is going to come back up, and she is going to sing our anthem, the She's the First anthem. And I think our young people and our officers and the rest of the board are all going to join her on stage, and we're going to celebrate. Thank you very much.